We are live here today for the Algoma Basketball Show with Coach Etienne Jacquet and Matthew Green. How's everybody today?
Doing well, doing well.
Doing very well as always.
Matthew, first thing, you said you're here in Sault Ste. Marie, right?
Yes, sir.
So what are you doing in Sault Ste. Marie right now at this time?
Oh, I just came up here last night and I just wanted to check out the city, the whole scenery, and the university. And also, I'm here getting some work in with coach for the week. So, yeah, it's exciting.
So, Matthew, the biggest question I ask everybody: why Algoma University, the Algoma Thunderbirds?
Algoma University, it was probably end of June when coach reached back out to me, and I was very excited for the opportunity. So yeah, so he just gave me an opportunity to come play basketball. It's a sport like it didn't like the city and anything, like it doesn't matter where I'm playing as long as I'm playing in the CIS of the youth sports is a league I wanted to be a part of and everything. So yeah, when you gave me the opportunity, there's no way I could say no.
And Matthew, talk a little bit of GTA Prep. You're coming from GTA Prep in Brampton to Algoma. Talk a little bit about what GTA Prep is and how you're going to find that transition from that to OUA basketball.
GTA Prep, I feel like the prep like it helps you for like the next level and stuff when it talks about like the workload and the intensity and the effort and everything. So I think that's good. And there's also players at the level, like because a couple of years, cause I've been in the program for a little bit, and then yeah, a couple of years back, we had some like high level players. Like if you're familiar with AJ Lawson and stuff, like one of my teammates, yeah, and everything. So yeah.
Now, Coach, what not drew you to Matthew, but what did you see in him to bring him and have him join the Thunderbirds?
Um, Definitely what I saw is I saw a kid that was hungry, point guard, and then we're sitting with our coaching staff, and we kind of wanted to make sure we kind of loaded up on some of the positions, have some of the younger guys come in and have the ability to come and join. So I saw Matthew and definitely some other coaches had given me some recommendation in terms of taking a look at his highlight, taking a look at his tape, taking a look at his full tape. And I said, you know what, this kid, man, looks like he could work out. So once I looked at his highlight and looked at everything, I felt like, hey, he looks like the kind of guy that wants to work hard and then I make it do what I do. Just give him a call and make sure that he had the right character to come and join in, and the rest is basically history. That's why he's here.
And it's something, Coach, we should have mentioned at the start of the show before we get any farther into to Matthew Green. We do have another announcement for another player, right?
Yes, definitely. This weekend, we're able to sign Aaron Tate. So, welcome Aaron, 6'6" guard out of Toronto. Definitely is going to help us as well in terms of size. Really, that should almost complete it. I'm still trying to see if we could have one more bigger body, but it should be the whole thing. So basically, a 6'6" individual that's going to be able to play guard, small forward. It's going to bolster our roster.
So, Matthew, back to you in that. And these times are a little bit different, and not to talk about, like, say, the pandemic, but what have you been doing in the off season to stay in shape and improve your game for the upcoming season?
This off season, so yeah, I've just been like I have free weights and stuff, a couple free weights. So I just been lifting and stuff, and just been running like around the neighborhood and stuff. And before, like nets came up recently, probably like outside nets came up probably like a couple of weeks ago. Before that, I used to shoot outside, but then they took everything down. So it was like shooting was hard, but I was still able to like ball handle and stuff. And yeah, and then I have a net in my backyard, so I was able to get up like like form shooting and like little finishing work and stuff like that. So yeah.
And you had mentioned you're in Sault Ste. Marie for a week with your dad. how was that 8-hour drive coming up from Sault Ste. Marie from Brampton to Sault Ste. Marie?
Oh, the drive. Well, first it started off smooth, like very smooth GPS. My dad was like, he drives, so it was like 7 hours, like says like 7 hours, opposed to being like 8. And then after we started seeing like the time, like we're driving, but the time's not moving for a while. And then after like the GPS picked up an oncoming accident, and then the accident, I'm pretty sure was around like Sudbury, and then we were stuck for like an hour, just no movement, like not even cars like parked, and because there's like a couple roads, one or two roads, so we were just stuck there. So like
That's where I say, Coach, welcome to Sault Ste. Marie, right?
No, that was Sudbury. That was not Sault Ste. Marie. I'm sure in Sault Ste. Marie he was driving nice and fine.
But trying to get here, right?
Yeah, well, you know what? Like I said, it was a smooth ride. I mean, unfortunately, accidents happen. It's unfortunate, but now he's here, and we're gonna make the best of it. Welcome to the Sioux, and then we're gonna see each other right after this show, and we're gonna get together and start working out.
Now, Matthew, what's probably, like, say, Marnie's giving you guys exercises and routines to do to prepare for the season. What is your favorite workout or exercise off the court, like you say, with what Marnie's giving you?
I like the acceleration stuff, because I think I think that's the biggest stuff that will help me for the the acceleration of the hill work and everything. So like, I like that.
So he doesn't mind doing the running then, eh, Coach?
Most of the guys, they don't mind running. They don't love it, but they understand they need it to get better. So he doesn't mind that. He's been well coached.
So Matthew, what if you were talking to, like, say, coming out of high school, coming into the OUA, but if you were talking to younger players today, what's the best basketball or physical fitness tip that you could probably give to a young person to stay healthy?
I'd say always like remember to stretch. 'Cause that's another thing, like especially like when I was growing up, because you think you're young, so you just come into a gym and just start playing. So like warming up, and that's essential in nutrition. Yeah, I think those two things.
And what's probably your favorite part about playing basketball?
Favorite part, I would say, like the feeling after like hitting shots, like swishes. Yeah.
So now, are you a dunk guy or not a dunk guy?
Oh no, not a dunk guy. Shoot.
So we'll hold him to that for the season, right, Coach?
Yes, he definitely shoots the ball, and he doesn't know it yet, but he's gonna be one of the guys that's gonna be dunking as well. He doesn't know, but Marnie's gonna get you up there, buddy. You're gonna fly.
All right.
Now, Coach, where do you see him fitting into your roster for 2021?
Definitely, Matthew. I see him fitting in terms of learning, coming in, learning, seeing what he can do, and then giving an opportunity to battle for a position. That's what I'm seeing with Matthew right now, and I love the fact that he said, you know what, if I'm going to battle for a position, let me come up and you teach me what I need to know so that I can work on it, so I can have a real shot at doing it. And really, that's what Matthew's there for. And I told him point blank, if you're able to surpass anybody, go ahead and do it and take what's yours. So he's coming in with that mentality of, hey, I'm on the outside looking in. Let me do everything I can to try to step in and take a position. And if he does, I'll be happy, because I feel like if there's a chance he might be able to do that.
And Coach, with you again taking over right around this time, I guess last year, this year, and you had a few veterans on the roster, and then you had brought in a few more. And now that everybody this year is going to be battling for position, right?
That's how it should be. You're starting to play at an elite level. We're playing at the highest level that there is in Canada. We're talking scholastic level, obviously. So guys need to have this understanding that, nothing is really promised. Like, we're telling you we're going to be working together, but it's up to you to take your position seriously and come and work for what you need and come and work for what you want to achieve. That's really as simple as that. It's not ill will. It's, the better man is going to be able to go, and then we're going to cheer that guy. And if somebody else is able to do better, then let's all start. Let's work to surpass the next guy. It's as simple as that. Nothing more than that. It's beautiful because it's no politics. It's you show me, and I will explain to you why you're not in that position, and it's up to you to make the decisions. And I'll repeat it once again. I said that to Matthew, and he's here, and he's ready to work out. So it lets me know that, he really wants it. And that's what we're trying to build here at Algoma University.
Now, Matthew, hearing that from Coach, how are you going to prove yourself and make sure you get more floor time and compete for that position?
Oh, just my matchups and everything. Like at my position, I just have to go at everybody. Like, just to always have the intensity, the level of competitiveness.
Now, you said matchups. That's just one thing, and Coach likes this one. He gets a little entertained when we ask you. Dead or alive, if you were to play one-on-one with one player or two, who would they be and how would you beat them?
I choose the goal. I choose Mike, and I choose Steph. Yeah.
And now, how would you beat them?
Steph, because I watch a lot of Steph, and I know his strengths and weaknesses. So at Steph, I try to be real physical with him and try to run him off the 3-point line. That'd be my best bet with Steph, and everything. And then Mike, there's not a lot of answers for MJ, but I'd have to get the ball. I get the ball first for both of them, then I have a good chance. Yeah.
Now, Coach, is that an excuse that he needs the ball first?
I need them.
It's not an excuse. He understands that these guys might not miss, so might as well start off with the ball and give it your best shot.
And I've noticed over the last couple of shows, asking one-on-one questions, almost every player has a different player that they want to play against. Coach?
Yeah, and that's what's beautiful about this sport. You can have many different guys emulate or have guys that they like, right? So It's good. It's always good to see the different perspective of individuals and who they like as players, and who they want to learn from and who they want to kind of emulate, right? So That's good.
And that's something to get away from Algoma basketball for a second. And Matt, I'll ask you first before I ask Coach. As of last night, 17 games into this new NBA season, your thoughts on if you've watched any, what your thoughts on how they're playing this season?
Oh, the bubble basketball it's surprising, but not surprising at the same time because they're pros. But it's great to see that there's it's like a lot of them haven't lost a step and everything. So it's I like the competition and everything. And then the last game I watched was the Raptors versus the Lakers, and it was like a good statement, because the Raptors without Kawhi and everything. So it was a good statement. Yeah, I like that.
And your thoughts on that, Coach?
It's going to be the hardest championship to win because everybody's there. It's almost like an AAU scene. You see the guys. Guys are focused. Guys are there. There's no hometown advantage. There's no travel, all that kind of stuff. So that means most of the guys are going to be dedicated for the end of the season. It's actually going to be the hardest. I think it's going to be the hardest championship to win, where people can actually see you play almost like AAU type stuff, and then you got to come in and you got to beat them 4 times, and they have nothing else to do than really scout you and be ready for you. So it's going to be entertaining. I feel like the championship this year, whoever wins this, they're going to be proven to be the best team because everybody's in the exact same situation, exact same place, exact same opportunity. So we're going to have a true champion this year.
And Matthew, that's what we were talking about off air is now that, again, they're playing in front of no crowds, and if the NBA is playing in front of no crowds, possibly in January, if that was to happen in no UA, would that affect your game at all?
Nah, I don't think it would affect my game at all because crowd or not, like I bring the same level of play, same intensity, and everything. But I could see how it could affect others with the pros and cons of the crowd because some people have like a little nervousness playing with the crowd, and others feed off the energy. So yeah, it all depends on who you are.
And Coach, last week I asked the question, and going to ask this one. When it comes to your roster, who would you like to see Matthew one-on-one?
Well, Matthew's going to be going one-on-one against a lot of the different guys. Guys that are playing at the one position specifically. We're talking about Ben, Jibril, Max. Have them play against one another. He's going to be matched up also a little bit against Roman. So the guards that are the handling guys, he's going to play against these guys. The guys that have the handles that are able to play off the bounce, do that kind of stuff. He's going to be matched up a lot against. But also, I've got to put him through the fire and get him to play against some of the guys that are going to play two guard and some of the bigger two guards. So Keneal, who else I'm talking about? Two guys that can play two like Biggest, all these guys. He's going to have to, find a way to battle these guys and outperform these guys and dominate these guys and find a way to get some scoring going. So there's going to be a lot of matchups for him on our squad.
And Matthew, after Coach saying that about matching up and playing, or like I say, practicing against different players on your own roster, is there anything you have to change in your game to be able to get more floor time?
I think changing my game, I'd say, I think I'm gonna get there, like explosiveness and stuff like that, but to get there, like he said, we Marnie and everything, and I'm pretty sure I'll get there by the season and everything. Yeah.
And Coach, you guys are working out, like you say, working out together regarding this week here with him in Sault Ste. Marie. Not to ask any secrets, but is there things that you're going to help him with that he has, like, to help bring him to the next level?
Oh yes, definitely. Development is the key to the game, right? And just making sure that you build confidence. That's really some of the things that we're going to work on. And building confidence is just getting him to understand certain aspects of the game, how it's played at this level. And then once he has that, then technically getting him better on every single thing that he's done. So that's really what you need to do. And then working at a speed where he understands that that's going to be the speed of the game. So you're going to be able to do whatever you were doing right at that speed, at that level. So really, that's what we're going to be working on. And obviously, talking about IQ and psychology of the game, how to get on an ideal performance state to perform at this level, how to, you want to attack some individuals and you want to, be able to take their spots, but how do you go about it as well? And how to be consistent at it? Because it's not, I beat him one time. It's like, can I beat him 9 times out of 10 on these aspects? So these are the things that I'm going to show him, explain to him, and then it's going to be in his heads. It's going to be up to him to prove it to everyone else. Not just to me, just prove it to everyone that's going to be wearing an Algoma jersey that, I deserve to be in this position, which is great.
And Matthew, we talked at the starting a little bit about the GTA prep and the transition to OUA basketball, but so you're used to being a student athlete, but that jump from, like, say, GTA basketball to OUA, how are you going to be able to handle that?
The jump, well, as a rookie, like I'm sure, as with many others, like there's gonna be good little walls I'm gonna have to break through, but it's nothing I'm used to, like growing up and everything. So I think I should be fine. Yeah.
And Coach, when he mentioned the rookies this year, now that you've had time to recruit, you've brought in again a few younger guys and a few older guys. How are you going to get that to mesh to take the Thunderbirds to the next level?
It's just going to be a question of getting everyone on the same page, really. That's what it is. And then bit by bit, building a foundation on which we're confident, and then providing them with some roles. And if they want to change the rules, I'm never opposed to it, but you gotta earn it, and that's how it works. If you do that, and we're learning from one another, and we're trying to get better, and the older guys are teaching the newer guys how to do certain things, like some of the things he mentioned, taking care of their body, how to communicate, uh, how to do media shows, how to talk about certain things, how to express yourself, and how to play the game, how to study, how to do all these things. You got to put all these things together. So it's going to be like a family, but like a bunch of brothers, but competing with one another. So we have to do that first. Make sure we're on the same page, that everybody understands the vision and what the mission is, and then every single individual brings what he can to that overall goal. If you want to do more, you got to get better. So as simple as that. So that usually works for most of the programs I've been successful at, and then the rest is character. And I believe that Matthew is going to bring some character to our organization that we really need.
And Matthew, one thing we didn't touch on at the beginning, what will you be studying at Algoma?
I'll be taking law.
And what do you want to do with law after you're done?
I'm not 100% sure yet, but most likely I'm trying to get into the law field, so I'm gonna probably pursue law school after this. But that all depends after I'm like learning new things from different professors and everything. So yeah, I'm still open.
And coach, and I know you're not on the academic side, but being coach, you're gonna hear things that'll go and stuff like that. And I don't know if you can say it or not. Will they be starting the school year online?
Oh yeah, definitely. We're going to be starting the school year online. Athletes are going to be. By the way, talking about academics, Matthew's a very high academic guy. Once again, another point that he really fits with our program. And we're going to be starting stuff online, and the athletes are going to be able to come in and train. So it's the best of both worlds. So these guys are going to be able to do their schooling online, get everything done, and then come and enjoy the game that they love at the GLC.
And coach, you are working with players. Like this week, you're working with Matthew, but are you really chomping at the bit for September 8th?
You know what? But I take it 1 week at a time. To be honest with you, Matthew probably doesn't know it, but we're going to be working with Matthew. Oh, Matthew knows. I'm going to be working with Matthew. We're going to be working with Ben. I'm working a little bit also in the community with younger guys, younger individuals at a camp. So for me, basketball it's a life thing. So September 8th, yes, it's exciting, but September 8th is it's far away. So let's use this opportunity every week to get better. And the guys that want to get better, they're going to be around me. We're going to be working. We're going to be getting better. Take it a day at a time.
Now, coach, it's something when it comes to, I use for hockey, for instance, they're on the ice, they're allowed a certain amount of players. Are you allowed to expand more than 1-on-1 right now?
We're going to have a meeting on Wednesday where we're going to talk about the expansion. I know we're in phase 3 right now, which means there's certain things that are going to open up. But obviously, we want to make sure at the university that we're able to do so in a safe environment. So I can be able to tell you right now. So for the next for today until tomorrow, we're definitely going to be working 1-on-1. And in my opinion, we're going to get different steps to have the ability to have more than one person working at the gym at a time.
And Matthew, when it's 1-on-1, do you find more pressure when it's 1-on-1, or do you like the more 1-on-1 compared to having a few guys out there?
I feel like 1-on-1 will help you like your development. I feel like because the coach gets to focus in on your stuff, on your tendencies, your weakness, your strengths, and coach he has a immense background when it comes to basketball, so I'm sure he'd be able to give me a lot of tips and a lot of advice, so to bring my game to the next level. So yeah, I like the 1-on-1 aspect.
And like you said, when you come to the floor, you bring the intensity. Are you the type of guy who can control the temper, or do you have a little bit of a temper when it comes to getting a little pushed around?
pressure, like temper, like yeah, I'm a guy that can control it. I think I've only gotten one technical in my. I've been playing basketball for like 12 years, so I think I only got like one technical in my life. So yeah.
So, and your thoughts on that, Coach?
Yeah, it looks like from what I've seen, as an individual, he competes, but he has a very good mindset in terms of when we talk about control. He applies his emotional intelligence very well. So yeah, I believe him from what I've seen and from what I've been told from coaches. He's that type of guy. Brings the intensity, but is able to control. He doesn't. Um, how can I say this? He doesn't. He's controlled. He's a controlled individual when it comes to emotional intelligence and emotional reactions.
And something, Matthew, we've been doing these since March now, and it gives a little bit more exposure to the Thunderbird program, men's Thunderbird program at Algoma. For fans who don't know anything about you, what's one cool thing, I guess you say, about Matthew Green?
One cool thing is I would like to say is um, I interact with people. So I interact with anybody. It doesn't matter like age, height, race, anything. Like I interact with everyone. I treat everyone same.
So that means, Coach, you're going to have to give him a whistle for the 705 program, right?
Definitely. he's gonna be like everybody else. We're all gonna have our turn, and he's definitely gonna be talking with our younger generation, the guys that are playing, the younger kids that are playing in the league, and they're gonna be looking up to him. He probably doesn't even understand it yet, but now he's a university player, so there's a lot of little kids that are gonna be looking up to him and asking him questions and doing all that kind of stuff. So it's good that he's an open individual and he likes to interact with everyone.
And Matthew, I always try to get one question that puts the guy on the spot. And this isn't against Marnie, but what's one workout you don't like doing?
Don't like doing. I would say a couple of the back ones, like the rows and like some of those. Like yeah, and because a lot of them are. The weightlifting, like especially like the first time doing it, like it's very tough because they're like a lot of sets, like with like 4 sets, like it's a giant set, huge set. I'm like, is this serious? Like, we're supposed to be doing all this.
So Coach, welcome to the OUA, right, Coach?
Welcome to OUA, but more precisely, welcome to Algoma basketball.
But you like honesty, though, right, Coach?
Listen, Matt, you can probably answer this, but I've always been honest. I try to be honest, and I'm not perfect, but I would say like 95% of the time, I'm going to be honest about what's going on. And he knew about this. He knew that, we're going to be working. He knew that we're going to be putting some time in the gym. He knows that I'm big on academics. So everything that we talk about is based out of honesty. And I feel like it builds a better relationship, and also, it allows you to have trust, right? Because if you're talking with an individual and you know that, hey, he's going to be honest with you, he's going to tell you the truth, then you feel that you can conversate and have a conversation and really feel free to be yourself. So I always try to bring honesty first, and then, if we need to discuss certain things, then we'll do.
And this question here is like, say, a little off the wall. Matthew, when I'm asking you, Coach will understand. Kevin Hemsworth is the voice of the Thunderbirds, and he's taken on. I didn't even tell you, the coach. He's taken the rest of August off to spend some time with his family and do his business stuff. But when it comes to cooking and stuff like that, do you like to cook or do you do fast food there, Matthew?
I think I could do both. It isn't because the cooking, because I live off campus. No, I lived on campus. I was away from home last year, so I had to learn how to little survival tips and stuff for cooking, and like groceries and stuff. So yeah, I think I could. Yeah.
And any specialty?
Yeah, specialty. I just like sandwiches. Like I bring the grill, like the George Foreman grill. So like put chicken on there and anything. Yeah, it's just
Nice and simple, eh, Coach?
yeah.
Simple way to eat. You'll learn more. You'll definitely learn more. Some of the guys, some of the guys that they've played at very, very high levels. They'll teach you certain things that you should eat in terms of nutrition and teach you how to get there. But he already has a base, so it's good.
Now, when it comes to when you come in around September 8th, where are you going to be living, Matthew?
September 8th. I haven't finalized all the living like accommodations yet, so that's something I should be talking with coach today and everything. So I reached out to one of the players, and he said, yeah, he has a couple of spots like available and everything. So yeah, so trying to focus on this week.
Yeah, so most likely he's going to be living off campus. Yeah.
So, and you find that probably a benefit living with a few other players?
Yeah, it should be a benefit because they could teach me, especially if it's a level of comfort to build, like, comfort and stuff. And then the players, like, especially if they're like veteran players, they could give me like tips like coach said and everything.
And coach, something I ask every week because it's 7 days every time we do talk. Any update on the schedule yet?
Scheduling? No, but tomorrow's the meeting, so we'll see what we have in updates and stuff like that.
And coach, one question I've been wanting to ask with everything going on, communication wise, does this present, like I say, in terms of keeping in touch with players, is it harder with everything that's been happening, or the way you've been doing it is the way you usually do it?
To be honest with you, the only hard part about it is I don't get to see these guys once in a while, right? That's the hardest part because everything else it would be the same. So we have this platform that we use to communicate with everyone. Also, a lot of the things that guys, if they have questions and everything, we use kind of this platform to have the ability to talk to one another. The one thing that's different really is the individual sessions in terms of video and being in the gym. So that those parts are different. But then again, a lot of the guys were able to kind of come down and have some sessions and train a little. So it's almost the same, but you notice that there's a few differences.
And Matthew, being a rookie, so like you say, coming into the program this year, have you been in contact with any of the other players?
Yeah, I've contacted a couple of them. I have a couple of them on Facebook and everything, and Snapchat and stuff, and everything. So yeah, I've been speaking.
So it does make it a little bit easier when you do all come face to face that you've been talking to a few of the guys, right?
Yeah, I'll make it much easier because we already have a base and everything.
Now, Coach, the last question to ask you before I ask Matthew his last one. From a personal standpoint, what have you been doing other than basketball during these times?
Right now, on the personal standpoint, definitely, you just say other than basketball, but for me, basketball is really life. Right now, we have a camp going on at Sault Ste. Marie for kids. If you want to, there's still time. If you want to participate this week, you can go on the SLAM website. We're taking 20 kids and we're trying to get it started now. Trying to get a camp going. I'm doing this for the community. Michael, assistant coach, is out there with a couple of coaches with SLAM. So we're really taking the opportunity to kind of work with the young kids in the community and try to get them better. And then, working out with the guys. And other than that, just taking this opportunity to watch a few movies and enjoy time and have a little vacation plan about a week or so, where I go maybe to Montreal, Niagara Falls or something, just to take that week off before we really get started in September. So that's really on the personal level. That's what I'm looking at doing right now. The website is the website or the email. You can find it on the SLAM website.
SteelCitySlam.ca.
There's going to be a camp going on. Sorry?
SteelCitySlam.ca.
Steel. That's right, steelcityslam.ca. We're going to be doing this the whole month. So if your kids are out there and you want them to do a little something with basketball, and we still have some. Actually, I was there this morning. I was just there right before the show. So if you're a kid or you're watching this and you want to do a little something with basketball, there's still some spots available this week, and we're doing this the whole month, giving out to the community.
And it's something just to let people know. It's with the camp. With Steel City Slam, they're calling it social distancing, like say summer camp. So it will be following all the guidelines that the Algoma Public Health Unit has put out, right, Coach?
Right. Everybody's going to be receiving their own basketball. They're going to be receiving their own shirt, and we're really working on individual skills, having the ability to teach them with everybody having their own basketball. It's great. We started doing that this morning. That was awesome, man. The kids were great. We're about 15 there. We're maxing it at 20. I know that the rest of the week we're going to be maxed out because there's already some people reaching out, but still a few spots available. And we're doing this the whole month. We're doing it with different age groups, and the details are going to be on the Slam website.
Now, Matthew, coming from the GTA Prep on the other end, now that you'll be giving back, how is that going to feel giving back and compared to receiving it?
I'm giving back. There's nothing I'm unfamiliar with. Because I've also had jobs working at like basketball, like as a mentor for like basketball camps and stuff, so helping out with the youth. And then we also had to do that because GTA Prep, like this is an AAU program with it, but it's called something else, obviously. But like with the younger kids, like pretend I was like U17, so for like the U13, the U12, and all stuff like that, like I would help like some of the practices and do the scoreboard, or just help with some of the drills and stuff. So yeah, it's something I'm used to.
And Coach, it's something I noticed when it came to even starting when we started doing the post-game and pre-game interviews with the guys. They were a little nervous, and sometimes the guys are nervous when it comes to dealing with these kids because some of them haven't done it before, but after they do it, they fit right in, Coach, right?
Mm-hmm. They fit right in. They remember that they were in that position as well. It's fresh in their mind, and they bring excitement. And the kids love to see guys that actually made it, because then they can take their stories and then they can start dreaming as well and start working on their games. And one day they either want to have fun with the game and see their friends go out and play, or some of the guys that are more ambitious. They're gonna look to play at university at one point. So it's win-win for everyone.
And Matthew, when we talk about, when I ask Coach about other than basketball, and we know Coach that's his life, but you have this week in Sault Ste. Marie, and then you have, I'd say, almost about 3 weeks by the time you get home before you guys come back. What other than basketball, what will you do in those next 3 weeks?
Other than basketball, so I would be working because I had a job. I worked at Champs, like the sneaker store.
Yep.
But I just resigned because I'm not gonna be able to be there anymore. So like this, I'm gonna try get a head start on the education aspect and stuff. So I'm gonna start, because I'm gonna try to read more books and everything. So I don't just go into the school year and have to catch up again, because it's been a while since I've been since the last semester and everything. So try to read.
And Matthew, the one thing I ask guys, the last question is, who would you like to give a shout out to?
Oh, I'd like to give a shout out to my dad, because he brought me here and everything. So he took that sacrifice. So
So, and that's the only one?
Oh, and my mom. And my mom, of course. Shout out my parents.
So, and again, sacrifice, like you say, 7-hour drive turned into about a 9-hour drive. So it's something that you better give a shout out to him, right?
Yeah, you got to.
So, guys, I can't thank you enough for taking the time. And Matthew, hopefully we'll be able to do it during the season. We're going to be doing it live, eventually in person when we're allowed to at Algoma. So thank you again. And thank you also, Coach, for taking the time today.
All right. Thank you for having me.
Thank you.